As we continue, what began as a fairly routine traffic stop in New Haven this morning led to a crash that knocked out power and also sparked a major fire. And those flames took everything from one person. He told his story to News 8's Brian Spiros, who joins us live from the Fairhaven section of New Haven this midday with more. Brian?
Well, good afternoon, Keith. Good afternoon, everyone. A portion of Front Street remains closed at this hour while crews work to fix that utility pole and restore power to people in the area. Meanwhile, the man who escaped that burning apartment says he's just still trying to come to grips with everything that's happened, and he spoke with News 8 a couple hours ago.
It's just a great reminder that stuff can be taken away from you in a moment.
Wojtek Wachowski says there's nothing left of his apartment after an early morning fire. He says shortly after midnight he heard a loud boom followed by the power going out.
In the darkness, I get out through the apartment to the roof and I saw what happened.
New Haven police say they tried to pull over a vehicle after it ran a stop sign and a chase got underway. As the driver of the fleeing vehicle went down Front Street, they hit a utility pole, sending it crashing down on the cop car. The vehicle then crashed into Wachowski's apartment building. The car then burst into flames. This is a reported video and picture sent to News 8 from the scene.
And we were coming down the hill, and halfway down the hill, you could smell the electrical fire.
The down power lines also made matters difficult for emergency crews.
They came relatively early, but because of the down power lines, they were not extinguishing the fire for a long time.
After that utility pole came crashing down, United Illuminating had to be called in to restore power to more than 200 customers who were impacted. Wachowski had to climb down a pipe on the side of his apartment to escape the flames. Unfortunately, he was unable to find his cat, which died in the fire. Despite losing everything except for his wallet and laptop, he says he's happy he made it out safely.
I don't know if this is still shock or the drugs that I got in the hospital or whatever, but it's pretty surreal.
Now, Wachowski did suffer minor injuries in the fire. We're told that the police officer also suffered injuries when the utility pole came crashing down on the cop car. The man who was inside the car that crashed, he also suffered non-life-threatening injuries. And speaking of which, that man has been identified as 51-year-old Gerald Hagg of North Branford, and at this hour, he is facing charges. That is the very latest. We are reporting live from New Haven. Brian Spiros, News 8.